everyone. Welcome to February Makes on Viv Mom Sews. First, I have to show you this rose. These flowers came from the grocery store. Look how that rose opened up. I am in awe, and I had to share that with you. Now, it is February. It's warm out today. Weather's all over the place. Maybe it is where you live too. So I didn't sew strictly winter things or strictly warm weather things. I'm a little bit all over the place. What I'm wearing, and these pants have a little tie around the ankle, I will put in the description box. These pants also have pockets, and I wore them all last spring. So here it is, March 2nd, 2020. We'll start off, I think I have 10 makes to show you. Now my first one was Kwik Sew 4104. That was the little coat that I made for my Fabricista make with Fabric Mart, using a beautiful blue, deep navy blue wool. And it is gorgeous, and I really, I tried really hard to do some of my best sewing. Here is my assistant to show us the jacket. The jacket is on, here, I'll put my hand there. The jacket is on the dummy because it's a little too small for me. And look how that facing or that lining rolls out. That really bugs me. Hold that straight on for a second. See that? That rolls out. So, yeah, I don't know. It's maybe not the greatest pattern. I did add this little ruffle around the bottom, and Candace modeled it. You can see it in that video if you're interested. But that is what kicked off my February sewing. When I was done with this thing, I was like, I need a break. And so once again, I did not use my, thank you, that will be all. Once again, I did not use my time wisely, and I didn't start sewing all the stuff behind me until February 19th. One of these dresses I have not even tried on yet because I think it's gonna look pretty bad. So we can see how it looks together. As long as you're here, Brad, let me show everybody what I made for you. I pulled out another Kwik Sew pattern, 3045. This is a sure bet. Please put the hood on. This is a sure bet. It is a Raglan sleeve hoodie. Now, this is one fabric. This is one side of it, and this is the other side. It's kind of like a space knit, they call it. It's very smooth, and then this side is kind of textured. And I tried to make that hood smaller.
Smaller or bigger?
Smaller, because I thought the last one I made you had a huge hood. Now look how big that is. I think that is just too big.
Still suitable for sneaking around at night.
But who are they designing these hoods for?
Big heads, I don't know.
Okay, well, it's got a nice kangaroo pocket on the front.
It's a nice fabric.
It's a beautiful fabric, and yeah, the two sides were really interesting. So I recommend Kwik Sew 3045.
I recommend the result as well.
All right, I'll be right back. No, I do not own stock in Kwik Sew. This is Kwik Sew 3675, the dress I have not tried on until this moment in time. And you can see that you can make it long or short. I chose the long version with the ruffle. And here she is. We have a rather deep V, and the back is a little bit higher up, which is good for me because I have that lipoma that I hate. that's another story. Okay, so I did a little bit of color blocking, black on the ruffle. This is kind of like an animal print in the middle and the same black at the top. This is a crepe. It's a beautiful white animal print. The black is more like, I almost think it has some linen in it, and it's a little bit lighter than the animal print one. But here is this dress. I think that I like it and might raise the neckline. I'm not sure. It's got little gathered sleeves, and of course you just pull it on over your head. I do know that this pattern is out of print, unfortunately, but I found it on eBay. So there it is, 3675 Kwik Sew. Burda, 6593. If you can look at the line drawings, you will see some very gentle princess seams on the front of this dress. You will see a zipper down the back, but you know me, I skipped the zip. Now, I was absolutely in love with this fabric, and Fashion Fabrics Club described it as a crepe de chine. Well, it's not transparent. It's got a beautiful hand, and of course the colors are so pretty. I took all my precautions to sew with the perfect needle, to get my tension settings correct, and this and that. I can't remember what else I did, but I know that I went by the book. And don't you know, every single seam on this dress rippled, puckered, rumpled, whatever you want to call it. I held it up and I couldn't believe it. So of course, thus began copious ironing with the clapper. Don't you love your clapper? Now get a clapper if you don't have one. I ironed and ironed and ironed the seams. I added length, and I think that this is still a tad short for me. I do love the 3/4 sleeves. I made the neckline a little bit bigger so that I could slip it on over my head and thus avoid the zipper. It's not terribly big though, so if you do that, you should enlarge the neckline. So I do like the dress. You can see some of the rippling. I got a lot of it out, and I don't think my serger helped. Maybe, just maybe, it is not recommended to serge very light fabric, but crepe de chine, I think of something super light, almost like a chiffon. And this didn't seem like that to me, but it is a very light fabric. Fortunately, it's not transparent, so I don't have to, I didn't have to line it or anything like that. But boy, those wrinkly seams made me sad. I hope they don't look too bad. That was Berta, 6593. All right, here's an outfit I put together. I used New Look 6627 and Simplicity 8878. First, the good news. I love these pants. I made a straight size 12, and I did not add anything at the waist. Hooray! So I cut a straight 12 all the way through. The only hitch was that when I cut my straight 12 waistband, it was short. I don't know why, because I did not veer from any sizing. So I had to add a gusset to the waistband to make them longer. These have a beautiful lapped zipper on the left-hand side, and I got it right. Sometimes it's hard to get which side they're talking about right, but I did get it right. I do love these pants. I'm going to make them again. On me, they are like ankle pants, and I did cut them at the very longest. I believe these go up to a size, what, 18? Oh, good grief. Yeah, they go up to a size 18. So I cut the length at an 18, and you can see it's still not real long. But as far as a great pants pattern, I am gonna save this one because I like the side zipper, I like how the legs are cut, I didn't have to take them in or anything. And I used this cute stretch cotton sateen, 97% cotton, 3% lycra, and it's got these little flowers on it. They look kind of 60s, don't they? Now this pattern is super duper boxy. I made the top, there you can see it. And it's just a plain fabric because I needed something plain to go with the printed pants. When I put it on, I really didn't like it. I mean, it was so boring, you know, it's like I'm falling asleep. The top is so boring. And the arms were too big, so I took it off, turned it inside out, and I just serged off a whole bunch of the sleeve. Yeah, it's got a seam going right down there. So I took it from the shoulder and serged it straight down. So that gives it a little bit of a better fit. I don't know if I'd make it again. It's certainly easy, and it does have a little dress pattern in there too. But the real winner here for me were the pants. The real winners were the pants. The real winner was the pant. I don't like to say pant. Somebody said pant is what a dog does. Okay, enough talk about that. New look 6627, simplicity 8878. Oh, and before we go on to the next one, I had made this topper kimono, really filmy and pretty. It's out of a chiffon that I got from Fashion Fabrics Club. Made it a couple months ago. I love wearing it, but I don't have a lot that matches it. And in fact, I wore it out to lunch with one of my very best friends last week, and she said, "Oh my gosh, make me one." So she really loved it too, and I did that rolled hem on the sleeves. You know, you can use your serger for that. So I thought I'm going to make a dress that goes with this topper. So that's what I'm going to show you next. Simplicity 8871. This is a pullover dress. It has pockets. I chose the sleeveless version. Couple things about this dress. First of all, it is made out of rayon tencel, which apparently wrinkles faster than linen. I mean, I had this thing pressed beautifully. I sat down to put my shoes on and got up, and you can see wrinkles everywhere. The other thing is, it is covered in spray starch dots, droplets, all over. Now, some of you have told me that those will wash out, and that gives me great hope because, honestly, I just could not believe that those marks were there. And I tried to sponge them off with a wet sponge, and that didn't do anything except make it look worse. So I finished the dress. I did not like the length that it came out at. It was front dumpity, so bad on me. So I thought, okay, and see, I had shortened it. I chose view B, right there. the floral version, nice and long. And I had shortened it thinking that that would be preferable. Well, it was not. So I had to add a band to make it a bit longer, and I did keep the slit on the side. And as I said, I made it to go with this kimono so that I have more things to wear the kimono with. So here is how they look together, and I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I might like the kimono a tad bit better with pants. I could use it as a belt. No, I'm kidding. So I do like this dress. None of it's hard. That's got a facing in there, so you have to make sure that'll lie down and behave. I finished the sleeves with bias binding, which I like to do. Still working on my upper arms. But here is the dress that was sewn to go with the kimono. I will list the kimono pattern in the description box. This is Simplicity from 1967. The pattern number is 7364. I love anything with a yoke. They call this Jiffy nightgown. I call it a Jiffy dress. Now, I had this $2 a yard fabric from Fashion Fabrics Club, and I didn't know what to do with it. It reminded me of, I don't know, what does that remind you of? Kind of like the Jetsons or something. But I thought that maybe it could work with this pattern. And so I sewed it up, and I really like it. And I still don't understand that burrito method at all. So I did it the old-fashioned way. I hand sewed my yoke down in the front. I hand sewed my yoke down in the back. And I didn't mind doing that because I'm not averse to hand sewing. So it doesn't have pockets. I think that would be a wonderful inclusion to put pockets in it for next time. It's got an adorable maxi dress option. And then I picked up this pattern, New Look 6735, which I have made before, the topper, the cardigan, and I shortened it. I shortened it by 3 inches, 3 or 4 inches, thinking that that would make it nice and cropped. Well, it didn't exactly. Uh-oh, it's all buttoned. Here it is buttoned down the front. I just put 4 little buttons down the front towards the bottom because that's how I wanted them. And I wanted them to go with this little dress so that it can be a transition piece and work for spring, for winter into spring. So it goes with this dress. It isn't cropped. It's still rather long, but I like how it fits. I think I cut a size 12. It's a good fit for me at the shoulders. And this is a thin sweater knit. It did okay. It did need some interfacing behind it for those buttonholes. And there was a minor calamity with those buttonholes that I explained on Instagram. So if you simply must know about that, you can go see me at Viv Mom Sews on Instagram. Last up is Brad's Kwik Sew pick. Hang on. So Brad reached into the Kwik Sew bag and he pulled out this pattern right here. Kwik Sew 3982. Basic, quick sew, learn to sew kind of thing. I made the short version and I thought, how can I spruce it up a little bit? Well, I had this really pretty border print fabric, so I turned it because the stripes were horizontal. And then I cut it off. I cut the body of the dress off at the shorten and lengthen line. So then I measured like my favorite length of a dress and realized that I needed a 9-inch border, and I added seam allowances to that and sewed that on, and it was nice how it picked up the stripes because these two pieces, this part and the border, are separate. And then I thought it needs one more thing, so I looked into my little stash of trims and I found this, which is actually elasticized in the middle, and then it's got lace on either side of it. So I added that, and here is my little Kwik Sew dress that Brad chose for me. I want to add one thing. The Duchess of Quilts, not quilts, but she is the Duchess of Quilts, the Duchess of Darts, Joy Bernhardt. She loves darts. I don't care about darts. I'll take them or leave them. This doesn't have darts. And when I tried it on, I thought, you know what? I actually think it would look better with some darts. So I just pinched some out. I brought it down to the sewing machine and measured, and look at that. I put darts in my dress. So I had to mention that. That is in homage to Miss Joy. I hope she approves. I hope she likes that I rolled the dice and came up with darts. Now, that is it for today. I want to thank you for joining me, for giving me a thumbs up, for being here. Some of you have been here since the very beginning, and I'm so, so happy. I'm thinking about rolling March makes into April, and I'll tell you why. That way I can watch my basketball footloose and fancy free, because we are in March, and you know what that means. It's March Madness. So I might just do that. I hope that doesn't disappoint people. Let me know how you feel about that. If you really, really, really want a March makes, I will give it my best shot. Otherwise, I think I'll come back with March and April makes, and hopefully twice as many to show you. Once again, thanks everybody, and happy March to all of you. Bye.